Look at me. I'm prepared and have everything out for this production day. Let's jump in. Hello, good crafternoon, everyone, and welcome to Production 101. Actually, this is more like Production 9 because I don't know what I'm doing. We're just getting into it. So, recently, let me tell you what is up. Recently, I saw a picture, or maybe it was a product um, being advertised to me on Facebook that was a 6 pack of goldfish, like the cracker, but magnets. Or no, they were push pins. They were push pins on Etsy or something. So I decided, you know what? A 6 pack, like a little rainbow 6 pack of gummy bear magnets would be adorable. And I want to sell those. So that is what we're doing here. So I've got my deep red mica powder. I've got violet mica powder. I have got that's orange yellow. Let me see if I can find a straight up orange that's super white, bronze green, yellow, deep blue. Go with the deep blue because this is deep red. So deep blue, golden green. No, that's magenta, sapphire blue. Okay. Yellow green, my ass. That is orange is like a mofo. Golden blue, bright red. Wait, maybe I want bright red, not deep red. Let's go. Well, let's put them both there. Bright red, deep red, silver gray. Red, that's not what I want. Gold, peach, luster blue, purple. Wait, do I want purple over violet? Let me decide. Apple green, dark green, green. Let's just straight up go green. Uh red. So many choices here. Silver, black, blue. I feel like going with the ones that are just the color. Probably the hell is magic red? I don't even know. Okay. Magic red, magic yellow. No, 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 no. Copper, grass green, white, peacock green, magic blue, bronze. Okay. So, let's decide which we're going to do here. Maybe not deep blue because we have a straight up blue. Yellow, orange. Just go red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. I think that's probably our best bet. I guess indigo is more like violet, but then again, most of the times people do not actually do all 7 colors in the rainbow. Um, indigo and just gets turned into purple and violet, even though it's, they get smushed together. So before we jump right in, hey Lindsay, how you doing? Daily dysfunction, good crafternoon. Lindsay suggesting you could have one vibrant set and one more muted. I could, and at some point probably will, but I think and there's already, let me grab my wet wipes here because there's already like a luster of vague powders on my mat. So I think so. Part of it is in the interest of consistency. I want to just pick one and make a bunch that are that color. Um, I don't know which red this was. I think this was deep red. And I think that's deep red because the red is not yet opened. So, let's get these out of the way. I have two different kinds of magnets. I have these little smaller magnets. And then I have these that I have way more of that are slightly bigger. You can see the difference in diameter. But these, like I said, have way, no, have way more of, and these will still fit in there just fine. So I'm going to go through the little ones first. Got them stuck over there. Go through the little ones first, get those out of the way, and then move on. All right. So let me pull out my scissors to open up the red. And I'm going to try to get like generally the same. It doesn't help when you cut across where the cut is and then it doesn't actually cut through where it's supposed to go. All right. I'm just trying to keep these, trying to keep the chaos to a minimum, if at all possible. All right. So I guess I should add my resin first. So I had posted online that I did get more of this Let's Resin brand UV hard type resin. And I decided to get this brand just because of price. So price was the entire reason I got this, because the total boat is $25 for a 200-gram bottle. And these I happened to find. So when I first bought these, they were $15 for 200 grams. And then I went to buy that again and found this 3-pack, so 300 grams for $16. So that was too much of a good deal. I could not pass it up. Also, the Total Boat and the Let's Resin perform pretty similarly, which is to say better than the old no brand junk that I used to get from Wish or Temu. Now, that said, I did get this off of Temu. Oh, excuse me. I will try to keep that to a minimum. But I did reschedule last week's because I had the vid again. Only the second time. I got it like 2021, I think. But it has moved into my lungs, and so the cough. So I did get this on Temu, which is the soft type, and is supposed to be squishy. And I got this because I was looking at the packaging, and I'm like, it's incredibly similar And I believe on the Let's Resin brand, soft type, it is this like flower, the same flower print, not so much this. So I haven't used this yet. We'll see. Also, it's suspicious that they're both 100 grams, and this is clearly a bigger bottle. Anyway, so I am going to use these little cups, and I don't know exactly how much I'm going to put in all of these. Actually, let's try to make this actually kind of I don't know if scientific is the word. More uniform might be the phrase I'm looking for. But I have a scale. I got a little scale. So we're gonna okay, I'm gonna add that there. And then so that is 2.5 grams. Yeah, that's where the point is. And I know from weighing them that they are approximately 1 gram each. So let's see if we can say 8 grams is going to be 8. It's not white, it's purple. But yes, I can just do that. Yes, the white on white seems to be challenging my camera. It's not white, it is light purple. But I also have a second light on that I don't generally have on. So let me try turning the second light off and seeing if that is better. All right. It's still gonna look weird. All right. Just trying to excuse me, keep this generally centered. Actually, I think I have something here. Give me. All right. Still crazy. All right. All right. We'll just we'll do what we have to do. All right. So we have 8 grams in here. Let's try to remember that. And let's see if we actually get 8 magnets. So just that's probably good. Let's see. How red this is going to go. I think I'll probably need some more. Because I want them generally opaque enough that you can't see the magnet through it. So a little bit of translucency is okay. Just trying to get all of the powder up off the sides as much as I can. So a little, like I said, a little bit of translucency is fine, but generally, I want it so that you can't see the magnet. Let me just use this to scrape the rest of this powder off of the spoon. Okay. Spoon clean. All right. I think that is good because if I kind of let it sit, I can't really see the bottom. I can kind of, but not really. So let's go with that. All right. Move my scissors out of the way. Actually, move my scissors out of the way and turn on low music while we do this. All right. So my key here is to fill it to a point where oh, mix it up just a bit more. And then let it sit a little, kind of de-bubbles. So my aim is to fill this up just to the point where it's like a little bit underneath and then add the magnet so that when it comes up to the top, it's generally flush. Actually, I have an idea. I wonder if this will work. So I got this spoon for wax melting, but I haven't put it with the wax melt stuff yet. So as this is sitting here, I wonder if I could just kind of that is worth a shot, but I'm also a little worried about the resin. We'll see. It's an interesting thought that just occurred to me. All right. So it's still very bubbly. So I don't know if this is a good idea or a bad idea with the plastic. We'll see. Actually, let me not even try that because that's a bad idea. It's just going to be a bad idea. All right. Kill some of the bubbles. Okay. I discovered something interesting in talking to my miniverse friend. Is so the miniverse had a big recall, and there was the issue was the resins causing like skin irritations. And I guess like I never had a problem with it, but because the miniverse things are rated like 8 years old and up, I think because there's potentially kids using them, it was a little more a little more cracked down on. And so yeah, a little more cracked down on. And all right, let me see if I can do this. Actually, I don't need to, because it's hard. Ooh, total side note. Okay. So what I learned was that they came out, they re-released them with the new resin formulation that wouldn't have that problem anymore. And the issue that people are having now is that the issue people are having now is that a lot of the UV lights that they have are not strong enough to cure that resin. So I discovered, my friend said that her friend had to go get like a 20-watt light specifically to be able to cure the new UV resin. So this is 15 watts, which should work just fine. The other light that I have is only like 5 watts, so it probably won't work as good. But I did get some new miniverse balls, so we shall see. However, with those miniverse balls, I'm gonna have to do some trading and or potentially return exchange with Amazon, because if the pinhole keys are correct, which there's like this whole like cheat sheet of where on the ball like the pinhole in the packaging is, tells you what's inside. If they are correct, I have one that I bought 2 Diner Series 3 and 2 Cafe Series 3. The Cafe Series, I think one is bagels, which is fine. I think one is cherry snow cones, which I'm not interested in. So I want to trade the cherry snow cones. And then the Diner Series, one is cheesy tacos, which I already have the other tacos, so I don't feel like I need the cheesy tacos, which are just a different dinosaur color and a different shell color. And then lime jello, and I don't want the lime jello. So those are on hold. All right. So got our little guy. It sticks. There is a layer of resin on top of it. And I'd like to avoid that, but for this one, that's how it had to happen. All right, I like this red. Let's compare it to this red. So I think that's the difference. Either there was probably more in this one, but this is the deep red, and this is just red. Come on. Focus. There we go. So yeah, this one is just red, and this one was the deep red. So good to know. But I think with the, in the whole set, it'll look good. So, okay. Let's put that aside and get to getting. Actually, I'm gonna wipe off my mold because when I used the UV light, I saw a lot of stuff on it. And I don't see any of that stuff like in the actual magnet, but I don't want to risk anything either. So let's do that. Let me move this. I have been moving the resin over to sit far away from the resin light, but I just realized that it's kind of collecting at the little spigot. So I definitely, there's less gunk on the top this time. You see, if you can see there's less junk. See, like the sides. Oh wait, you can see it's like, well, I can see it's like a hotel nightmare on the side. Yeah, Lindsay says just red looks more orange, at least on camera, but how it looks against the other stuff in person is the deciding factor. Definitely. It does look red in person. And I think compared to when we get to the orange, it'll be different enough that you'll be able to tell that it is most definitely red. Okay. I think what I want to do this time to try is I just want to put a tiny dollop on there. No, okay. I didn't actually think that was going to work for what it's worth. I said, get off. Oh my gosh. You. Where did it go? There we go. All right. Okay. Let me grab this and kind of get it in and around, but not on. This will need just a little bit more, but after I cure the magnet in place. Because they're pretty strong magnets, but they're not like super duper strong. So that's why I want them. See, like this can pick that whole thing up. This, it flicks off this. Okay, it still flicks off, but there's a lot of extra. There's a lot of extra weight with the mold on here. So I just want to get just a little more on that. Okay. That is all the way around, but it is also on the magnet a little bit. So I just want to wipe it off. All right. I got a little bit of overspill on this. Just a tiny bit, but it came off very easily. That's still sticky. So I want to get that going a little longer. This is where it would be beneficial if I had more than one of these molds. So I am fully aware that, yeah, see, so having it closer and not with a layer of resin, this is a thin layer of resin on top, but put them next to each other and like yoink, that one falls off, this one does not. So it'll still work because, you know, if you're just gonna put it on something magnetic and be cute, it'll be fine. This one will actually probably hold something onto your surface. But got two reds done. All right, Nerf. The other thing I discovered in terms of Miniverse stuff, ooh, that might be too much, is, oh, that's too much. Okay. Let me try this. Ha. Oh. All right, well, it was a good idea for a second. It's still not terrible. A little bit of waste. Is that there are also now Lord of the Rings balls and Harry Potter potions. And I did not buy a Harry Potter one because I'm actually just not a Harry Potter fan. Wasn't my jam. But I did buy a Lord of the Rings one. So this is the Lord of the Rings one. I believe based on the design that I can kind of see through, the shape of the top, and the weight, that it is going to be, I don't see it on here to show you, the heroine, Peregrine. Honestly, it's, you know, if it's not Sting or the Sword of Gondor, I don't know its name. To be fair, I'm a casual Lord of the Rings fan. I'm definitely more of a fan of the movies than the books necessarily, but it's hold on. I told my friend what I thought it was. The Herugrim. Yeah, the Herugrim. So I think that's what I got. But I'm not opening them up yet because since she's in all these like groups, she's gonna see if she can trade the ones that I don't want. I'm only doing that so that I know that the like magnetic side is up, even though they're all magnetic. But yeah, anyway. But yeah, so if I don't open them and I'm just basing on what the like little pinhole chart is telling me they are, I can potentially, if she can't get me a trade to something I want, I could potentially just return them to Amazon and order different ones and hope for something I want. Okay. It kind of evened out and I don't see it on top of the magnet at all. So let's hit it. I'm definitely, I mean, I can tell the difference by looking at them, but I'm going to keep these separate for sure from the deep red ones. Also because the deep red ones I'm going to make into a earring and necklace set. I just haven't pulled out my little Dremel to drill the holes into. But that is actually like one of the cool things about having made this mold myself is that I molded it based off of a plastic, or it might be resin, I don't know, charm that I had purchased that had the hole drilled into it already. I just pulled the little eye hole out. So all of these actually have a little divot. You're not, oh no, you can see it a little bit on this guy right here. A little divot on the top from the mold. Okay. Yep. All right. So we've got 3 so far. We are kicking along here. It is not quite, I only had that one like overfill. So it's not that hard to kind of gauge how far up I need to fill them before I put the magnet in. So that's good. Lindsay says, there's a Lord of the Ring video game that's been out for a while, finally releasing on Steam soon, and I'm very excited for it. Very cool. I am not a huge video gamer. I think I've mentioned before, Sims 4 for life. Except I have a problem. I tried to start it the other day, and it just would not let me get past the loading screens. So I'm giving it some time. Hopefully there's like a, it just needs an update or something. I had made sure it was fully updated. So I don't know. If all my shit is gone, I'm going to rage though. Let me just put it that way. All right. Ugh. Y'all, I'm gonna be so impressed with myself if the measurements on this work out. Whoa, whoa! Spoke too soon. Okay, it got under there. So let me do this. Whoa, hey, don't knock over. Ugh. Aha. This should be what I'm doing in general anyway. New, what are you doing? Get in there. Not. I just realized too, I'm like chipping off my nail polish here somehow. I'm due for a new polish. I just yesterday did all my swatches for the new thermal collection. That's so cool. Oh, the thermal. It's so choice. I highly recommend if you're easily entertained like I am picking it up. Let me show you while we're curing this. This is the one called Simply Chaotic. And let me just use my heat gun and show you something. Oh, it's not going to change in the bottle. All right, well, it changes to like a pink. It's great. What did I do with... I had my swatch sticks and I put them aside earlier. And I'm not going to be able to find them right now. Okay. Yeah, so this is like a good opacity because you cannot see, they're still like jelly-like, but from the front you can't really see the magnet through it. I like it. Okay. Let's get, so this is going to be number 5. And I think we're going to get, I thought we were going to get 8 out of here. I don't know about that. Maybe we'll get 8 out of here. We shall see. Yeah, this is number 5. I will at some point try this soft type resin. Maybe without any dye in it. Just to like see how it fares. Hello, Mia. It's going well. We are getting this production chain going. Okay, I have a fingerprint in there, so let me cure it just a little bit longer here. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Now, one of the questions that I have, more or less for all of y'all. This one I'm gonna try to like get the layer in and then put it on top. So it's still got to be like generally under, so that it doesn't like overflow. It's very ink. Okay. I don't. All right. Oof. Thank you. Okay. All right. Well, let's move that more centered. Okay. So the question, the deep philosophical question that I have for all of you, is that a set of 6, how much should they cost? There's one of each color. These little magnets. How much? And the ever debate that I don't know, should I put them on my website, on Etsy, or both? Whoa. Okay, that is number 5. Nerf. I think we might, with the 8 ounces, or I'm sorry, 8 grams, we might get 7 out of 8 grams of the resin. But I don't think we're going to get 8. And 7's going to be pushing it, scraping the resin off the sides. I don't think that's because of the resin that was wasted with wiping it off and of the magnet and trying the magnet again and things like that. But, I mean, it could be, I guess. I'm just not totally sure. Okay, no thumbprint. Okay. Yeah, I think there's enough there to get 7, but any more than that would really be pushing it. Oh, I can't use the tweezers. I was going to use the tweezers to place it, and then I realized, oh yeah, tweezers are magnetic, it's going to stick. Okay, there we go. I think that could use just a little bit more, just a smidge. Ooh, ooh, okay. Whoa, no, damn you. You bitch. Let me try it this way. Go on in, the water's fine. Just wades in like the cesspool. Okay. Let's get that going. Let's see. Lindsay says, I'd say 8-ish for a set would be reasonable. That's me estimating cost of supplies at about $1.25 for all 6 plus your time. Hey, that is an estimate that is helpful. And that's about what I would have put it at. So it's good to know that that doesn't seem like it's unreasonable. Because that's always my problem in pricing. My problem in pricing is always that I don't know if the price that I have decided on it's a price that I think is good in terms of like what I paid, for the materials, what I made, and all that. But is it a price that somebody would look at and go, oh, I'm not going to pay that for that? So that's always my dilemma in pricing structures. Because the point is for somebody to buy this. More or less, right? So I don't want to look at it and say, okay, it cost me, this much to make, and I'm going to do a markup of this much. So, okay, I'm going to, they're going to cost this much. And then have people browsing Etsy look at it and go, oh, those are cute, but I don't think they're worth that price. So there is my existential dilemma. And we're definitely not getting 8 out of this. This is definitely barely going to be 7. Like I'm scraping like hell. I think it is full enough to cure at this point and then keep scraping. So I'm going to keep scraping to see how much I can get. And honestly, if I have to fill it with clear at the very back just to get it to, the right level, that's not terrible. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to put some clear, just a smidge to get it to the right level. Alright. Let's see. Lindsay says, I might also be biased because I know so many makers undervalue their time, but yes, $8 is low enough that I don't think anyone would consider it outrageous. Yeah, I definitely undervalue my time. Also, like, I have this one mold. Okay, if I were making big magnets, like the chunky bear size, that's twice as big. I have one mold. It has 6 pieces in it. I could make them in half the time. It has taken me an hour-ish to get through this many. So, yeah. It's not terrible in terms of the clear. I got enough red up on the sides that you don't really see it. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. 7 reds. 1 little pot down. Okay. So let me wipe off the mold. And that off. Oof, actually. Let me grab my 91% and a blue shop towel and use that to get the residue off my hands. Ugh. Because like the little wipes that I have are just like Kirkland, like bathroom wipes. Just because they're easy to, like get my space here wiped down. But yeah. All right. On to, I'm just going to put that behind. Onto yellow, green, or orange in this circumstance. So that was 8 grams before. Okay. So we're still going to go with about 8 grams, maybe like okay, well that's more, because I want to say before it was like 805. That's 820. Hopefully that is good. Okay, just like, whoop, get out of the way, sir. Just like tapping this to make sure that like as much powder as away from the top as possible when I cut it open. Okay. Right into the trash. Put this under it. Okay. I want to say that's probably about what I did before. It looks about right. So let me... Actually, I don't know why I did that before. I didn't just use this to mix initially. Yeah, that is going to be plenty. So let me get a lot of that off. Okay. All right. So you can see next to the red, well, that doesn't help. In person, it's much different. Okay, let me get the orange pretty thoroughly mixed. The orange might be a little less opaque than the red, but we shall see. I'm sorry, a little more opaque than the red is what I meant. I mean, that is a fiery orange to me. All right. There's something in there. Let me grab my little canned air. Yeah, Lindsay with the truth. Cameras pick up colors weird. My phone hates purples for some reason. Yeah, I have the same problem, and because I love purple, like everything is purple, so it is a shame. Okay. Oof. This like seriously makes me want some Orange Crush, some High C. So let me just say, I am so glad that McDonald's has the High C orange instead of the Fanta orange. It's just better. Like, I will drink the Fanta orange if I'm somewhere else, but if I'm at a McDonald's, get that Fanta orange out of my face. Give me the High C orange, damn it. Oh. Oh. Oh no. I shot the light at it and it's probably too late now. Yep. Too late. I saw bubbles. That was one thing I forgot to do with this one. Alright. Ay, 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 ay. Oh well. Hopefully all the bubbles are in the back. And it won't be that big of a deal. Oh. Tang, it's a kick in the face. It is a kick in the face. Tang's good. I haven't had Tang in hella long. But it is hella good. Okay. Oh. Okay. Okay. That's all even. Go on in, the water's fine. I just realized that because I really should be using the larger magnets for more of these so that a set across all 6 colors has the same size magnets. Instead of like all the red and all the orange have the same size magnets and then the other colors have bigger magnets. It's weird. Like, so, oh well, all the red are going to have the small magnets, and this first orange at least is, and then we'll see what's up from there. Ugh. All right. Which so let me show you the difference. Yeah, the orange are more opaque than the red are, but there is a difference. So now I know for the next batch, more red pigment, I think, will be what helps that a lot. All right. So we have our first little orange folk. And I'm going to wipe this out. It's got something in it. Sparklies. And use that for the orange. Lindsay says, I should probably be prepping a stream while I watch since I haven't streamed in like a month, but my brain is just like, no. I feel it. I was all ready last weekend to do this. I was just like, all right, I got all, got the, well, I was going to work on just that one bottle of resin, but it's pretty full. I just barely opened it the last time. And so I was, all set, and I got the thumbnail done and the description and everything, and I was like, yeah, I'm all worked and I got it going. And then that was like Friday night, and I woke up Saturday and I'm like, oh no, this is No bueno. As of yesterday, I was still my friends who got it at the same time I did, they tested negative. So I tested and was like, okay, I'll probably test negative. Nope, tested positive. So that was considerably annoying. Is this everything? Yeah, okay. I have to cure and then re-pour. I'm like, where am I with this? Alright. There's a little bit of off. Hit the Brixie, Pixie, Pixie.
What? Come here.
Well, we were trying to get Pixel out. She is not budging. So, she's just gonna be underfoot. Which is fine. Alright. Bigger magnets. They're still fine. Ugh. Oh. Okay. But yeah, so they tested negative. And so I was like, oh, let me test. I'll probably be negative. Nope. Sure wasn't. So as of Friday, I was still testing positive. But slide on in there. All right. But it's fine. It is what it is. Luckily, I work from home. So I did like take it easy the first couple days and just work half days. But still, if I am losing my train of thought more often today than I normally would do on one of these streams, you can 100% blame it on COVID brain fog. Because I am. So. Oh. Lindsay, are you still... Did it move? No. Weird. Maybe I didn't center it right. At the angle I'm looking at it looks centered. But then when I look at it on screen, it is not centered. So, but it's only off a little bit. So it's not the end of the world uncentered either. I'm going to put the two colors I used back and move these aside so that I can use my coaster for the beverage that the hubs brought me. Okay. This is going to be an adventure with Pixel under here. I was distracted by the magnet. Oh, are you still outside of a contract? I think was what I was going to ask. I know before you had no contract, and so you were just chilling. Pixel, what the shit? What did you just grab? I don't know what that is, and I don't trust you with it. It's just a napkin, but it probably had food on it at one point, and that's why you're trying to eat it. I don't know. Okay. Still on standby. It is stressful. I'm sorry. I got bad news at work myself, and at first glance, I was like, oh, this only affects my coworker, not me, so I'm good. And then I was talking to my coworker, and my other coworker, and was like, oh, that was kind of keeping what I did afloat. Shit. So I may be in the same position soon. It sucks. But for now, I'm not. But also for now, I need to take a quick break because I can hear my sinuses filling. I need to blow my nose. And I need to stretch a little bit. So we are an hour in. It's going to be fine. I'm going to take a little break, and I will be back very shortly. So let's put that up, and then All right. Thank you for bearing with me there. Of course, I get up. I go grab the tissue to blow my nose. And Pixel makes off with something out of my trash bag. But what else? I'm not tripping. Oh. Hello, sweet ray of sunshine crafts. You picked an odd time to come in, but I am back now. So hopefully that wasn't too terrible. Okay. So, got our next little guy. Oh, yeah. That's not flinging nowheres. Okay. So we've got 2 out of there. I was gonna say, I want to see if I can get this going any quicker, but at the same time, I'm very hesitant to try to do it faster because I don't want to rush and then have issues with overspill like that. So we're still taking it slower here. Ah, get out of my way. Okay. I need that to go back there. Yeah. Okay. There's a little bit of a print, but not crazy. So okay. Get into all the corners. There we go. Go on in, the water's fine. Okay. I definitely also need to figure out packaging. I'm going to put them in. I have oh, I don't have it sitting here. It's across the room. I'm not getting up again to go pick it up. But I have some like little holographic bags that I'll package them in. And I need to figure out a label for them. So I have to dig around in my big box of printable materials to see if what's that? Oh no. There's a pixel hair. This isn't Jaclyn Hill lipstick. Go. All right. I have to. No. Crap. Crap stick. Alright, well. Shittle bits. Okay. I guess with my hands in the frame, it's not as bad. So in terms of the label, I have to go through my printables and figure out if I have like Avery labels that are the right size, that I can use for these small bags, because they are small. I mean, they're not the same dimensions as these, but they're like, roughly you're talking about this size. So I have these thermal labels for my thermal label printer that I could use if I like cut them in half, because otherwise they're too wide. But that's also if I just wanted to do a black and white, well, black and purple gradient label, because that's the labels I have, are the purple gradient. But if I have like some little Avery stickers, then I can do that. I mean, I do also have printable vinyl that I could use and do labels on the Cricut that actually like look like the logo right here, this little guy. So I could do that, and they'd be like shaped nicely and everything, but that's it's not a like super chore, because I did it's not a super chore because I did clean up that area a while back. I needed to use the Cricut for something, so I did clean it up. I'll just let it cure there. So I did clean that area up. I can use it. There's a couple of things sitting in front of the Cricut that need to be moved so I can use the Cricut, but it's not like it was with a big pile of stuff on top. So I could do that. Yeah, I could do that if I want to get real fancy. Which, heck, I might. But at the same time, like, I didn't do this on stream, but I made a bunch of popsicle earrings, and I decided that those were going to be Etsy exclusive. I was going to put them up on Etsy, and not my website. And I put them up on Etsy. I promoted the Etsy link, and all I got was like these bot people that were like, "Oh, these are cute. I want this one, and I want that one, and I want this price, or I want this one and that one." But I was like, "Okay, here's the link. Go to my page and buy it." And nobody did. So I don't know what the hell was going on with that. But, you know, scammers, spammers, just ruin everything. I'm going to try a little technique that I've seen in the past and just chunk that in there so that it's not a total wasted piece of resin. I could probably put more in that layer. Yeah, just a smidgen more. Get in there. I think that's what I could have done too. When I was trying to scrape the last of the red, is I could have hit it with the heat gun to get it a little more viscous, or a little less viscous, so that it flowed a little better and get more of it out of the. I put it in my trash, out of the container. So you can't. Maybe you could see it. Not really. I can see the little piece in there, like already cured, but it's not terrible. So, Mama Bear of One, hello. How cute, resin gummy bears. Yes, they are going to be resin gummy bear magnets. It's a set. It's a rainbow set. So, if you're just joining, anyone else, also Sweet Ray of Sunshine. So I did the red ones already. We got 7 red magnet gummy bears out of the 8-ish ounces of, or 8-ish grams of resin that I colored. And now we were on our 5th orange gummy bear. I'm ready for the next little pour. And the magnet. Nerf. Oop, that may be too much. Let's see. That might be too much. I'm going to grab the magnet, scoot it in. That is a bit more than I want it to be, but I'm not sure if it's like worth scooping some out. Let's try it. No. I'm not sure if that's really going to make like too much of a difference here. But we shall see. Okay. Let me wipe this up real quick. Because like a dollop of the resin, if it gets, out of hand, you can just cure and peel up. But like when it gets smushed in like a thin layer like that, it's harder to get up. So Well, dang. I tried to change my hotkey on the fly from mute to the space bar, and it won't let me do that. It's got to be the space bar plus something else, which I don't want to do. Thank you. Alrighty. Okie dokie. So now we have 5. Okay. I feel like I just said that now that I'm actually thinking about it. Don't at me. Let me hit this. Whoa, okay. Too much. The plastic started to warp. It's flowing nicer, but it's super derp now. Oh well. Okay. It's all good. I guess that's where it would be beneficial if I were using the these mixer bowls instead, but I just didn't want to mess with cleaning them out. I just wanted to use the one-time use ones. Now I know, and knowing is half the battle. I gotta keep the heat gun farther away. I mean, luckily, because it's UV cure, resin, it's not like the heat. Oh. It's not like the heat. That's too much. It's not like the heat, sets it off or cures it. But still, it actually poured out like the perfect amount. Oh, it. Okay. It is sliding around here, so I'm going to have to cure quick. I feel better about the amount left in here, though, to make the 7th bear. I hope. Okay. All right. Time for the 7th bear. Uh-oh. Well, so much for that. Okay. I'm not going to have to I'm not going to have to like add clear like I did last time to that very last red bear, but I am going to have to scrape to get enough of the orange out, which is fine. And then we'll be ready to move on to even though like at this point I wish I'd used more mica powder in the red ones, I'm okay with it, with them being a little less vibrant than the orange ones, and like the presumably the subsequent ones will be, because they're all the same. And I think that helps the uniformity of the product, which was the whole purpose, really, of batching these. Yeah, this is trying to, there's some like stuck in the grooves, but it's gonna be fine. I'm not gonna have to. Yeah, it's gonna get to the top. I don't have to add any clear or really like scour, you know. So that was like 8.2, I think, grams of resin for this one, for the orange. So I've got a little bit of, you can see the little bit on the top of the magnet. Oof. Oh well, that's because I didn't clean this up well enough. So we're done with the orange. That can go in my trash. I think. Gonna put nuts. Dropped my cap. Oh well. At least I dropped my cap in a place where Pixel is not going to be able to get it. Not that she like would necessarily grab it and do anything with it, but you know. All right. So let's track our progress here. We've got a red and then an orange. Yeah, on camera they look real similar, but you can see the difference. Okay. So we've got a red, we've got an orange. Moving on to yellow. Okay. Back to one thing I will say about this. I don't know how accurate it is, because the calibration, it's like, oh, with the, you can calibrate it with the necessary calibration weight. I don't have a calibration weight, so we're just gonna take its word for it, basically. Okay. Ooh. I was not trying to get 8.5, but okay. I got too crazy. Okay. Yellow is open because I've used the yellow before. Just got... Oh no! Oh god. Oh god. Oh. That might be worse than glitter. Is this super fine mica powder that just... Oy. Okay, I think that's too much. Oops. I think that's not enough, but let's... No. We had a slight bit more. Okay. I think that is probably good. Let's see what we get. I am happy with that opacity. Okay. Put that aside. Close that up. Oh, throw it into the pits of Mordor. Before getting everywhere. Like, it's not really everywhere. It just feels like it is, and I probably inhaled some. I don't know. Ugh. Ugh. Alright. So, I don't actually think I need to scrape this one too much. I think it's pretty good. Let me hit this with the thing, the heat gun from way over here. Okay. Drip. Okay. Still see a good number of, you know. Ugh. Watch you forget you inhaled yellow mica and wonder why things are neon yellow next time you blow your nose. Yeah. So, here's a fun story for you. Like 9-10 years ago. Oh no, it was like 12 years ago at this point. Yeesh, time flies. I went to a baby shower for a little boy. And they had blue velvet cake. Cute, right? Super on theme. Adorable. Later that night, maybe the next day, probably later that, I'm in the bathroom. And I'm like, why the shit is everything in the toilet green? What the fuck? It's the blue dye in the blue velvet cupcakes. There's a lot of dye in there. So yeah. It was very very disturbing until I like backtracked my thoughts and was like, what the hell did I blue velvet cupcakes. You sons of bitches. That might have been the last time I had blue velvet. Like, not necessarily because of that, just happenstance, but yeah. Okay, I need more shoppy shop towel to rest on, because like with the red I didn't have a big problem, but with the orange it did drip off this little like spigot here when I set it aside, so I've got to make sure to keep that clean and off of the scale and my computer, because that'd be bad. Okay. All right. That is good. Oof. It might be too much. It's too much. You know what, though? It's interesting. When I put it, this happened on the orange one, too. When I put it in, and it's too much, and then I pour it out, just enough drops out that it is the perfect amount. So maybe that is the move. Slightly overfill, and then pour it out. This is a big one, right? Yeah, this is a big one. That more or less centered in there. It's off, but it's fine. And I will use one of the smaller magnets. Well, it is 2 hours in and we're halfway through. Well, okay, we're not really halfway through. We're almost 2 hours in and almost halfway through. How about that? Ooh, there's some flash on the edge here. All right. So our little yellow guys came out well. So, tracking so far. All right. Oof. Okay. Ooh. Pixie hair. It's not in it though, it's just on the side. Oy. I'm glad I decided to do it this way, because one of the things I was contemplating was each gummy bear being rainbow, and I think these are just too small to really pull that off. Maybe the larger ones, the ones that are twice as big, would be okay. as the as a full rainbow in each one, but not these ones. So like when I say a full rainbow in each one, I mean kind of like this pin that I made, which has got, poured in the red and then the orange and then the yellow and then the green. Yeah, you can see. But yeah. Little one. I need little one. Okay. And just whoop. I do not need much. Whenever I next do more silicones, I will for sure be remaking another bear mold that has 6. Because that way as well, it'll match the big bear mold that I bought, the double-sized bears. So then I could make the necklace and earring sets together with the same mix of resin, because it's with the mica, it's real hard to like say, okay, when I make a new, like, say I sell out of all 7 of these sets, when I go to make more sets, I'm not quite going to get that exact color of orange, maybe that exact color of yellow. It might be just a smidgen off, but it'll be more or less the same. But that's kind of the good thing about crafting, right? Oh man, Mama Bear, we had that happen a few years back with red velvet cookies because of the red dye 40, but we realized we are sensitive to red 40. Scared my hubby till I figured it out since we were all affected. Yeah, that's woo. Yikes. Mm. Ugh. Okay, just pouring just a little bit. Okay. Mm. Okay. Alrighty. Next. Give me just one magnet, damn it. Alright. Got the one magnet. Uh-oh. Got just a You know, scooch on in there, little guy. Get. That's the thing too about these. Like if they're just a tiny bit concave on the back, it's fine because they're still gonna lay on the surface without problem. If they are like rounded over, that's a problem because then they'll like wobble on a flat surface. But yeah. Oof. Yeah. Bright red, not okay. Yep. I can see it. That is a scandalous day in the mama bear of one household. I do recall, I think, saying something to the mother to be or somebody in the family about like, so I was not prepared for the after effects of those blue velvet cupcakes. Oh God, no, you're totally right. Neither were we. Not doing that again. That was a mess. We got calls. All the, people who brought kids were like, my kid's is green. What's going on? Like more than normal. It was funny. Oof. It keeps like dribbling right there for some reason. It's the second time it dribbled there, and I'm not sure entirely why. Oh. Oof. I think in between these, I will try the soft type resin. I thought about. So I made an amulet, scare quotes, for my niece because she had been watching some videos and they had an amulet and she was calling all necklaces amulets basically. So I was like, oh, I'll make her one. And I used one of my molds and I made like this big pink resin like amulet, right? And put some little add-ins in there, like some ghosts, because she likes ghosts and unicorn, things like that. And put them all in there. And then as soon as like I made it, I put it on I underestimated just how small her neck is. She's 2.5. And I underestimated the size of how long cough. How long the actual necklace part would have to be. So when I first gave it to her, it was too short, so she couldn't actually wear it. She could just hold it. Then I made a better one for her, and I gave it to her. And the first thing she did was like take this thing and like swing it around and smack her mother in the face with it. No bueno. So I was like, well, maybe I will then remake it with the soft type resin so that it is not as deadly. But then when I remake this, it's gonna get all like gross on the outside from like grubby little fingers. So I'm not sure. That's why I'm gonna make just one little clear soft type gummy so we can test that out. This one I got some resin on the outside of it, but I still think it's flush enough to be fine. Yeah, it doesn't fling. The fling test is really the chief test. Ooh. I got a makeup brush to try to do the cold casting, which is basically taking the mica powder on the brush and like painting it into the mold and then pouring just clear resin in. But I tried it on a flat, less detailed mold, and it didn't work that great. So I'm like, is this? I don't know. Like, I don't know if it's because I asked some people that have done it, and they were like, "Oh yeah, it's just you just use a makeup brush. It doesn't have to be a special kind of brush." Because I had tried it like with a like one of these, like a makeup, like lip gloss type spongy thing, and it didn't work. So then they're like, "Oh, just like a cheap makeup brush." So I bought a cheap brush, but I have yet to try out that method. Ugh. This one is a little overfilled in terms of how high I filled it before putting in the magnet. So there's nothing I can do about it now. But oh well. Yeah, it flung. It definitely flung. Oh, I made some of these little gummy bear magnets for her mom, and she put them on the side of the fridge up at the very top so that she could not so she couldn't reach them, because she would sit in her high chair and look and say closer, like what did she say, closer look or something, and then she's like, want them, tasty, so delicious, closer look, like she's like, no, you can't have a closer look. Also, how did you know that is what I was watching and exactly what inspired me to talk about cold casting? Yes, the giant D20 was epic. I especially loved the footage at the end of it destroying the little tavern. Fantastic. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we got 2 left. This is looking. I don't know if we're gonna get 2. Which is odd because this had the most yet. I'm so confused. And this is not dripped like too much more than the other one dripped. It's strange. This one may have to do the a little bit of clear at the end for that seventh and final. Like, I am far away from the windows and stuff, so it's not like the sun coming in is, curing it as it sits over here, but who knows. Go over there. Ooh. There's a Facebook group that I'm in for crafting, and there's no promotion allowed in there. But like, if you post enough, people are gonna ask questions. They're gonna go look at your profile. You know what I mean? Like, so it's subtle, but my lights are not on, so I don't know if that's really what is affecting the resin sitting way away from my UV light. But there's somebody in this group that like posts all the time making all kinds of resin stuff, and she's like, oh, sold some of these on Etsy, and then she's like making these for this craft fair, and she's just like making and making and making. She's maybe the one I have for streaming. I don't know, it's never been a problem before, but who knows. Let me hit this. A little bit of heat. A little bit of heat from afar. So she's always posting like, oh yeah, got getting ready for craft fairs and all this other stuff. And I just always want to ask her, like, do you really sell enough of this stuff at craft fairs and whatnot to be making as much as you're making? Like, she posts in this group with like new batches of resin stuff that she's making all the time. And I'm just like, for reals? Or are you like fake it till you make it selling all this stuff? I'm just like fascinated. Like dying to know. And not even because like, hey, if you're selling all this, like, maybe I need to be selling where you're selling. I don't know where she is in the country, but just like, I don't know. Like, I've been to some craft fairs and I've seen some stuff, and I'm just like, some of this might be somebody's like cup of tea, but some of it's also downright ugly. And you have so much of it. Like, is it really worth the $50 you paid to be here for this event? Like, I'm just thinking like paying for the event wise. I did sorry, I tried to get away from the mic as quick as I could. I did 1, 2, 3 craft fairs I did one at a Little League craft fair. I did one at a car show. And I did one at like a kiddie indoor play space that did a show. And the only people I saw making any sales were freaking MLM sellers, like the I don't remember the books, but the book ladies that sold the kids books, or people that sold bigger things like the wind chimes made out of beer cans, or damsel in distress, which is all cheap crap that's just rebranded pink and purple. The 31 bags and all this stuff. And at one of them I went to, my friend who sells Pampered Chef also went. And I asked her, she was not close enough to me, like where her stand was not close enough for me to like see the kind of traffic she got. But I asked her later, and she was like, I sold one pot and I gave out a bunch of business cards and a bunch of brochures and stuff, but that was it. And then when I followed up with her later, I'm like, did any of those people turn into any more sales from that event? And she said no. So I'm like, And I like didn't sell anything that day. Luckily, that was like a $25 fee or something. That one was like a $25 fee. The car show, I think, was free because they were like, hey, it's this weekend and we just need vendors because we had a bunch of people back out. So, we'll just give you a spot for free. And then I think I paid $50, 50 or 100 actually, to be at the Little League thing. And the only reason I made any money at the Little League thing was because I sold like one or two small things. And then this lady was like, hey, I see you have, decals. Could you make me custom tumblers? And I was like, yeah. So I made a, couple $100 after the fact, from this lady that I met at the event. And she was another seller. She wasn't even like a mom that was just there like at the event. She was another seller trying to sell like, I don't know, 31 bags or something like that. Some other MLM. So, all right, I was worried about this one making it to the 7th, but I think we're okay. Just barely. Let me double check that though. I feel like I miscounted, but I don't know. There's one on there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, there's 7 here. Let me use more of these little ones. Oof. Sweet Ray says it's so hard to sell these days. Word. Lindsay says a lot of craft fairs have themes that attract certain clientele. My BFF makes earrings and has found her niche in terms of what fair she goes to make it worthwhile in sales. Yeah. I don't know, man. And that's kind of like part of my problem, is that I have eclectic tastes in what, but I don't know. Let's see, maybe try something quirky like a Renaissance fair. When kiddo went to one near us in Texas last year for her bestie's birthday, my daughter said there were all kinds of vendors like Harry Potter, Disney, etc. See, the thing with that is that one, Ren fairs to exhibit at are expensive as fuck. They are not cheap. They're also, you have to agree to that space for the run of the fair. So, like the Northern California Renaissance Fair this year, I just got emails for it last week. It's the 20th year in its current location, and it is 6 weekends, I think. It might be 8 weekends. It's long, but I know from talking to people who had booths at the fair, it was expensive and you have to commit to the run of the fair. And the Renaissance Fair, to me, is an hour and a half ish away. I just can't do that. I can't do that for 6, weekends. And it's not the grind I want. And there's no way it would be. For one, I would not, unless I was sitting there all day, every day, continuing to make stuff, I don't think I'd have the inventory. None of the stuff I make is terribly appropriate for the Renaissance Fair, and I'm pretty sure that our Renaissance Fair would not allow me to just sell stuff that's at all in the Ren Fair vibe. Also, dusty as shit. There's no way to stay clean at a Ren Fair. There's just not. It's dirt everywhere. There's no grass. Like, people are walking on dirt. And it kicks up. And it is disgusting. Now, if you're going for one day, or even if you're going a couple of times in the season, like, you know what you're getting into. You're fine. But, like, I don't want to, like, you saw me wiping down all this. Like, I just, keep my stuff clean. Hell no. Yes, it does sound brutal. However, back to Lindsay's point, certain fairs that have a certain clientele. I do know that in October, there is one local to me called like 13 Mockingbird Lane. And I went once, and it's all like super goth stuff. Macabre, like, it's not just Halloween. Like, there was no cute Halloween stuff. It was like dark Halloween stuff. I wouldn't go so far as to say horror, although there were horror like art there. Like, art, original art that people had done with like horror characters. But that might be something more along the lines of what might work for me. So we are done with yellow. Goes in the trash. Because if I can pull out like just my darkest theme things, I don't know. I don't think I have anything that would work for that, but if I can find a similar vibe, I don't know. All right, let's try this soft type. Shrink resistant, 36 watt UV light, 2 to 4 minutes. Curing less than 5 millimeter thickness. All right. I don't know for sure I think this is less than 5 millimeters. No. Yeah. No, that's millimeters. Because that's like 2.5, 3 centimeters, something like that. Anyway. All right. Let's try the soft cure, which of course I need to pull the gasket off of. That's one of the easiest to remove gaskets I've ever had the pleasure of working with. It's only full to about here. So I think that explains the bigger bottle. Okay. Soft type resin. I will say I think it smells worse than the clear or than the hard type resin, but I'm not gonna like get it too close to my face to smell because I did have a migraine yesterday and I don't want to trigger another one today. See, the thing about this is normally I'll like squish it to see when it like doesn't resist, but if this is squishy, it's just gonna squishy, you know? I'm gonna leave it for a little longer than necessary. But yeah, my biggest problem with like the craft fair is why I prefer, if at all possible, to sell on Etsy or my website is actually better because I don't pay a fee for every one item I sell. But the reason I prefer to do that is because in this particular case, I'm making 7 of these sets, right? So I will have an inventory of 7. Or 6 if I decide to keep one just as like the stock set to match or something. I don't think I will, but so I have that inventory of 7, but I'd much rather be like, okay, I have sold them, I'm gonna make more now. Like, I don't want to have to make a ton of items and then have them just sitting around, wasting space and wasting resources, wasting the resin and everything. It's leaving a little bit of a fingerprint, so I'm gonna let it go for a little longer. But so that way I'm not sitting on a bunch of inventory, because right now I have a bunch of inventory of stuff that I made and that's just not selling. So that's my problem. I mean, hopefully at some point in the future I will hit that 1,000 subscribers. I will hit that watch time goal and I will be able to monetize this channel. And in monetizing this channel, it will pay for the crap I want to make. And I don't necessarily have to sell the stuff I make. Like, I can make it and give it away, or I can make it just for the sake of making it. Give me a little more freedom. That'd be nice. Okay. So, here's our clear, soft gummy bear. Let's squishy it. Focus. Focus. It's squishy. It's squishy. It is squishy like a real. Hold on. Ooh. Squishy like a real gummy bear. Squishy, squishy, squishy. It's also not like. It's squishy, but it's not sticky. Ooh. It's squishy. Oh, dang. Oh. Squishy gummy. Okay. For comparison's sake, I have another bear over here that does not have a magnet in it. So I wonder about the weight. Okay. So one bear, 1.03 grams. That's a rate. How is it now? Okay, what the fuck? Okay. One bear, 1.03 grams. Remove 1.02. So they're the same weight. I guess they feel about the same in my hand. Yeah, not sticky is a huge plus. Now, the more I mess with it, the less shiny it gets. But, son, that's cool. That's cool. All right. Keep this out. Get away. Okay. Tear. Okay. 7.5. 8.11. 8.2. 0.3. 4. All right, it's almost 8.5. Because we've been getting down to the bottom. Off is what I meant to hit. We've been getting down to the bottom, but not like, you know, where there's crazy amounts left. It's an amount left in the thing that I'm comfortable throwing away. So that's the goal. Okay. Got green. Okay. No inhaling the green mica. The problem is that these like zipper things are super hard to open sometimes, and I don't want to break my nails trying to open it. Okay. I think that Looks about right. Let's see what it gets us. I think I might need just a teeny bit more. I don't know. Oh, it looks blue on screen. It's crazy. It's like the color of like Mountain Dew Baja Blast. I think it might need just a bit more powder in there, which means I have to wipe this resin off. Okay. Let's see where that puts us. Yeah. Okay. It still on camera looks more blue than it is green. But it is definitely a good base green. Just get that off. Okay. All right. Oh, I thought I picked that up when I thought I did. Maybe I didn't. Okay. So, the green as it compares to the rest. Let's get it. Actually, let me give this another wipe down. I'm going to add a little bit of alcohol to this. Just so it doesn't look like a crime scene lit up under the black light again. All right. Definitely better looking. Get my little... All right. Oh, Pixel. So, Pixel's 9. And I very recently decided that before she absolutely cannot get up onto the couch by herself, she's struggling, I'm going to get her a ramp steps thing. They're like technically steps because they do like have a step in them, but they're more like rounded over and rampish. So now she can get up onto the couch with no problem, and hopefully that will like save her knees. And what are you doing, dog? I'm not going to turn the camera to show you, but it's an adventure she's going on the couch. I don't know what the hell she was doing. Okay. Hit. Watch your ears. Okay. I don't see a lot of bubbles. Cool. All right. Whoa, hey. That went way too fast. Calm your tits. Okay. Oh, that was a mistake. No. There we go. That's too much to just wipe off. Okay. I would always rather have it slightly too low when I put the magnet in than too high and be all, bulbous. Let me get the green powder mica. A little bit of it kind of dusted my area like I just came back from the Emerald City. Got my trusty little recycling bin here for like little stuff. But I've got a bag underneath my table for everything else, like the resin cups. Let me just cure this dollop. There's a dollop right here that dripped. Okay. See, it was a decent sized dollop. I still have to clean it up with some alcohol because the bottom where my mat is. Oh, crap. I just. My mat where it's dark doesn't let it like cure on the bottom. So, oh, come on, bring me back from the Emerald City. Let's go. Oh, I have like where I pulled too much, like cuticle away from my fingernail right here. And trying to keep it out of the alcohol so it doesn't just burn. Oh. Okay. So cured that. Let me pour the next little bit in. And I can put in the magnet. I think that will probably go better into the next, like, deeper batch. Little magnet. Uh-oh, I got two. Stay on there, will you? That was quite the hop, skip, and a jump in there. All right. Washaw. Bam. So this is what we've got so far. A little jelly foursome. Still looks more blue on camera than it is. So hopefully when I get the blue on there, you'll see that this is green. Oh well. I love them. I think they're very cute. I'm excited for this plan. Okay, let me just dip that in there. Alright. Oh, I've got some other pieces. On the side of the mold that also from that outpour that got stuck. Those are small enough I can get. Okay. Yeah, it's crazy. Like, I can see that little piece in there. But I know that eventually it will go away. Oh. Okie dokie. Okay. I think because this will also be a smaller one. That amount is just fine. Dip. Dive in. Go. Oh. I don't know if I'm going to use the clear. I keep differentiating it by calling it clear. The soft type to redo that amulet. I don't think I will because it's not sticky. It feels almost just like a gummy bear. But I don't want her. Like I said, she's 2.5. I don't want her thinking it's candy that she can eat. I don't think she will because it'll be shaped differently and won't be shaped like a gummy bear, obviously. But like, I don't know. I think if I handed this to my husband, he might think it's a gummy bear that he could eat. And he's 44, so don't want to take any risks there. Ooh, hot. All right. greens. It's greens, not grounds. Okay. Yeah. When the gummy bear is too gummy to be safe to hand to people. Yeah. Yeah. I was thinking about taking it over to my friend and showing it to her after, like, her daughter goes to bed. The clear gummy bears are usually like pineapple or something, right? That's about as much pineapple flavor as I can handle. Like, I will eat every color gummy bear. It's not, even if they're like, I don't think any gummy bears are cherry, but even if they're cherry or grape, I'll eat a gummy bear because overall they taste like gummy bear. They just taste fruity. In Haribo, yes, the clear is pineapple. Yes. Mama Bear says, I can see mine doing that too. 100%. Like, I think by context clues, he would understand that it's not. Oh, I should have been like hearing this the whole time I was sitting here. Context clues, I think he will understand. It's, if I just hand it to him, I think he would understand it as not an actual gummy bear. But you never know sometimes, man. Haribo, like, they have cute commercials, but they are not my favorite gummy bear. Those Black Forest gummy bears, oh, they're so damn good. They're like juicy without actually being juicy. They're hella good. And they're soft. I don't like that. So here's the thing. I would know that this is like a Haribo gummy bear because it is like not super pliable. I wouldn't think it was a Black Forest gummy bear. Little bit of. I did a small one. Did I do two already? I did a small one there. And a small one there. So I'm going to go up to the slightly bigger one. Nerf. Just a dollop. Nerf. Might need a little more in here once I put the magnet in, but maybe not. Might be, might be just right. That's fine. Let's see. Mama Bear says, I'd be like, look what I made, honey, and then oops, it'd be eaten and gone. Like, dude, that's not food. For real. For bears, I prefer Black Forest too. Trolley is probably my favorite German gummy brand, though. They do a ton of varieties. Trolley makes pug gummies, but I think they only sell them in Germany. I've seen them on Amazon, but they're expensive. But there's a pug account that I follow who the owner is like proper from Germany, German transplant in the United States. And every year she goes back to Germany to visit her parents, and her I think her sister lives out here in California too with her. Not with her, but like they both live out here in California. But she'll go back for like 3 weeks, a month or something every year to visit her parents back in Germany. And she comes back and she's like, I got all my home favorites that I can't get here. And they're always, she gets the mops, which I don't know if that's German for pug. specifically. But sorry, the mops trolleys. Haribo makes varieties too, but not as many. They do like the Star Mix and the frogs. The Albanese brand isn't bad either, but they are expensive. I don't understand quite why. Other than the fact that I've seen them on not Good Eats, Unwrapped. The show that used to be on that was hosted by Mark Summers. They went to the Albanese factory in like Illinois or Wisconsin or somewhere. I don't quite remember exactly where. You know what, Mama Bear? That's the funny thing too. I have made my own gummy candy, but I don't think I made bears. I know I made dinosaurs and Ghostbuster logos and a mold I had was like unicorns and stars and rainbows and things like that. But I don't think I actually have bear molds to make. No, I never got them because I think they're on my Amazon wish list. If I'd continued like making a bunch of my own gummy stuff, I would have got the bear molds, but I didn't. Because it was like, it was fun, but I can also just buy a bag of gummies. They weren't any better necessarily. I mean, the main, like, I don't remember the brand. I can't recall it. I'd have to dig deep into my email to find it. But there was the chief benefit of making my own gummies was there was a brand of CBD powder that was like it came in packets, and each packet was like 20 milligrams, and its whole selling point was that it was tasteless and odorless, and you could mix it into whatever you were drinking. Like you could mix it into your coffee, you could mix it into your tea, and they didn't say soda because of you don't really mix anything into soda, but you could mix it into various drinks, and it wouldn't affect the taste. Bullshit. Yes, it did. It definitely affected the taste. When I tried to mix it in with like hot chocolate and tea and stuff. So I had a bunch of packets because I had bought. It was advertised on the Try Guys podcast, and it was whatever the minimum order was. I think it was either 10 packets or 15, something like that. I think it was 10 packets. And I'd used a couple, and then I had like 7 or 8 left. And so I found this recipe to make my own gummies that involved like basically just getting Jello and then a packet of the little like gelatin, like the Knox gelatin, and adding one more packet of gelatin to the Jello to give it that a little bit more firmness that a gummy candy would have. And then I added the powder to that. So I made some like homemade gummies. But the thing is, all the gummies I made in the entire batch spread out that like 20 milligrams or whatever it was. So you really had to like eat the whole batch if you wanted all 20 milligrams of CBD. Lindsay says the people who say it's tasteless are stoners who are immune to the taste and smell of weed. Pretty much. And it's like, okay, did it smell or taste like weed? No. It was a factor of 100 better than that. But it was not truly tasteless and odorless. So it wasn't like, knock me over, get this out of my face. But it wasn't nothing either. So. Okay. Well, we are at 3 hours. And I'm at an impasse because I have 2 colors left. This is the 5th green. Yeah. This is the 5th green one. Oh, why'd you go on your side? How dare you? This one I think needs a little bit more. It's looking a little too concavey. Ooh, okay. Ooh. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the 5th green one. So we've got 2 more green ones left and then 2 more colors left. So unsure whether to continue on with the other colors or wrap up the stream once I am done with green. and call it. I'm still going to make the other two today. And hopefully they will be on my website or Etsy next week. Lindsay's opinion, if you're going to keep working on the rest anyway, may as well just keep stream going unless there's a reason not to. There really isn't. The only reason not to is wanting to watch something while I'm doing this. I am not Ian. I can't watch something and stream. And it's just I can only do a couple of things at once. Not all of the things at once. Let me hit this. Just a little bit. Nerf. And to all the little nooks and crannies before popping a magnet in there. Get in there, you son of a bitch. It's a little concave in the top. I think I'm just gonna... Yeah. Just a bit. Alright. Alrighty. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the 7th. Oh, okay, let me just... Yeah. That took it to a good level. There's a couple of little bits that could go in there. Yeah, screw it. Whoa, hey, hi. That happened. Oh, crap. It's not worth saving all those little bits. I just dropped my spatula into my trash bag. but I can see it. And it has this magnetic thing that I bought on it so that I can just have it sit on the arm of my flex light here. My gooseneck light, like. Okay. Let's get the last of this in there. This is, I think, the most left. It's almost like, want to do something else with it, but it's not, worth it. Oh, wait. Let me see if my mosaic mold is handy. Or if I hid that bad boy. No, it's buried. I think. Hold the phone. Ugh. It's not in this bag. Ooh, you know what though? It is in this bag. Is this. And let's see, Maleficent horns or Toy Story aliens. Aliens. Maleficent ears. Probably Toy Story aliens. Yep, aliens. That into the antenna. Okay. That much I don't feel bad about. Wipe that off. Wipe this off. I think what I'm gonna do. Wait. Oh, I need to put a magnet in there. I almost cured that with no magnet in it. Get in there. Water's fine. There's actually too much resin in here. Oh. It's fine. This is the slightly bigger magnet. Ugh. But it's gotten crap all over it. So, gonna get in there. Okay, that's as for whatever reason, this one is like not moving beyond where it is. So it is gonna stay there. But I am gonna put one of these little magnets in the alien. But I'm going to hopefully this will work. Nope. Ah. Hopefully that won't go all the way down. Okay. Ooh. I think that needs a little bit more cure time on the back. It's a little sticky. Oh. All right, let's all right. That's good. This is gonna see through, and that's gonna be disappointing. But oh well. Oops. put that on my little can. Okay. Thank you for your service. And that goes to the side. All right. I need this container now. So I'm going to move the reds in there. This is 2. Good. Okay. I'm like, I grabbed 2. Or, I mean, I grabbed enough. Ooh, no. The drips got through the wipe I had on here. Okay. Excuse me. Oh my gosh. I am so sorry. Greenies. Move your butts. Okay, I want to tear that. Okay. So let's see. Getting an idea of usage. Put that aside. Oh. 8.5 times 6 is 51 grams. So we're using about half of this 100 grams. So if that was a 2-pack, that was $15. Each one's $7.50. 3 something. So we're using about $3.25 worth of resin for all 7 sets. Pretty decent. Where did my scissors go? There. Knock that again. Okay. I didn't do that. This did. This whole crap fest of a zipper lock screwed me up. It's on my spraying hand. Ugh. Okay. So much for keeping the alcohol off of my boo-boo. Damn packet. You biznitch. Then I have the ice cream truck outside mocking me. You can all go to hell. That's about what I put in the last time, but I think I want like just smidge more. Just to make sure there's like a definitive difference between the blue and green. I promise in person it is way more obvious between the blue and the green. Okay. I don't have anything on there. So let me get that off. All right. Okay. Fold that over and get this off my mat. Okay. All right. What the hell? I don't know what happened there. But let's just get it. It's not on the back of that. That's weird. Okay. Oh. Okay, let's set that aside real quick. I'm gonna hit this with the heat gun to pop those bubbles. All right. I'm gonna let that sit for a second while I look at chat. Mama Bear says, "Thank you for doing this. I'm adding more custom content for my Sims, and it's nice to have someone to hang out with. I'll need to head out in a little bit, though. Promise, kiddo, we'd watch a murder mystery, of course. Her 12th grade year just started. I'm guessing it's going to be another stressful year. She's taking English, pre-calculus, communications, advanced art, advanced theater, horticultural, and psychology. Wow, those sound more like college classes than any of the classes I took my senior year of high school. Let's see, what did I take? I took government econ, AP English, theater. We only had one theater class. Desktop publishing, which, nowadays would be graphic design, but was desktop publishing, and I only took that half the year, so then the other half of the year I could take current life issues. Let's see, that's 3, I think. I took PE because I didn't take it my freshman or sophomore year, but the teacher treated me like a TA, so it was awesome. I was a TA in a different class, and then I had a 6th class that I just don't remember right now what it was. It wasn't math. It wasn't history. It wasn't science. It wasn't French, because I took French freshman, sophomore, and junior year. What the hell is that 6th took? I know I did not have a free period, but I'm blanking on that 6th class. Social studies. No, we didn't take we only had social studies in middle school. And then in high school, we had no kind of history our freshman year. We had like world history our sophomore year, US history our junior year, which I took AP US history. That was a mistake. And that's why I only took regular government econ, which was like, one semester of government, one semester of economics. I don't know why they put them together like that. My senior year. I know, right? I was like, what? Yeah. Wait, let me do it again. Let me get this curing before I do that. Okay, I'll get this all put up as well. Where did there they are. Let's see. I had AP English, desktop publishing / current life issues. Government econ, theater, PE, oh, and I was a TA. So I guess that is 6. All right. I was a TA for US history. And my friend, who was a year younger than me, was in that class. So that was fun. But I didn't take any math or science my senior year. I didn't need to. Which the funny thing about the school that I went to and the curriculum at the time was they had this math curriculum that they started doing, I think, like the year or two before I started high school, and it was called IMP math. It was interactive math project, maybe it was integrated math project. Maybe the I stood for integrated, not interactive. Anyway, instead of taking like traditional algebra, calculus, pre-calculus, trigonometry, geometry, like instead of taking classes like that, it was just IMP Math 9, IMP Math 10, and IMP Math 11. And we would have different like sections of the class. So I remember distinctly like when I was like, oh, I know what this is geometry. But it wasn't like chapter 10 geometry. It was just, well, this is the geometry portion, and I can tell because there's angles and it's spatial, like, I don't know, and that shit was the worst idea. So all my friends that started the same year as me, we all had IMP Math 9, and when we were going into our sophomore year, one of my friends' parents said, you're not putting her in IMP 10, you're going to put her into geometry or whatever like the sophomore equivalent was, because they'd only started it like the year before us, maybe the year before that. And so they still had older students that were like juniors and seniors when we were freshmen that were taking the regular trig, geometry, pre-calc. They still had those classes. So they were like, no, you're going to put her in geometry. She's not going to go into this. And she had 2 older sisters that had both gone to our high school that had taken, they were already done with their math classes by the time IMP was integrated. The sister right before her was a senior when we were freshmen. No, I think she was a junior when we were freshmen, and then she was a senior when we were sophomores. Yeah. So anyway, the sister was already done with her math classes. Didn't need to take any more. Maybe took one like our freshman year, but no, that was it. So she never took the IMP math stuff because they didn't transition kids over to that if they were in 10th, 11th, or 11th grade. You had to start out in 9th grade at that. So that shit screwed me up because I had to take IMP 9, 10, 11. I did not have parents that were going to try to get me out of the class like she did. Because also, like, they were just like, well, if that's what the school is making you do, that's what the school is making you do. There must be a reason for it. You know, like, they weren't as, like, what is this BS? Because I didn't have older siblings to compare to. So there's the blue. You can see the difference next to the green. Kind of. A little bit. There we go. You can see the difference. All right. This is for the blues. So yeah, so I didn't have anything to compare it to. So I took it and took, honors English and AP English and passed the AP test my senior year. So when I went to college, I took the entrance exams that are just like, yeah, here's, where you are. And so this is just so we know, what levels to put you in upon, registration at the college. I was able to skip the 100 level English classes because of the AP class and the AP test and my high score. So I never had to take an English 100 class or a communications 100 class. I was able to just go straight to 101. And I think I went communications 101, not English 101. But my math score was so low because of that IMP bullshit that I had to take a remedial math course. So my first semester in college, I had to take what was called like basic high school math or something like that. And it was like, I was easily like, I knew enough that I aced that class and in fact slept in that class a couple times. But there were people that were legitimately struggling in that class. So I don't know if I was just off the day that I took the test or what, but I was not the only person I knew that took those tests and had to that just barely passed them for because I went to a California State University. So there's a whole system of Cal State universities. So, they didn't necessarily go to the same one I went to, but it was the same test for all of them. So I do know other people that had the same problem where they took the entrance tests or the placement tests and were told they had to take, math 99 instead of math 100 or whatever, or instead of going into algebra or whatever. So I was not the only person that had to be done for. And I do know that by the time I was a senior and my brother was a freshman, they had stopped using the IMP system. So I think I don't remember if it was when I was in IMP 11. No, when I was in 11th grade, they still had freshmen starting in IMP 9. But I think when I was in 12th grade, they had phased out the 9th grade integrated math. So they were starting with like algebra or something. So my brother, so it only lasted like 5 or 6 years that they even did this. And then they stopped doing it because they had so much of a problem. And I should have been curing that the whole time I was yapping. Oh well. Mama Bear says she took one social studies class last year and one in 10th as an elective. She took 2 AP classes last year, art and English. She was missing a required health and communication / debate course to graduate. Huh. Interesting. The current life issues class that we had to take, and this is 25 years ago, okay, was a freaking joke. Like it was the only like health class we had to take. It was only a semester long, and it was like sex, and it wasn't like, because we did in our school district, we did like the proper sex ed, like this is how a baby is made in 8th grade. So current life issues, most of the time you took as a sophomore, I think. Yeah, I think most of the time you were a sophomore when you took that. Like I said, screwed my schedule around a little bit because the way they had everybody set up was that as a freshman you had to take PE, right? But if you took a foreign language and an art together, you didn't have to take PE. So I took French and choir. And so then sophomore year, I was like, well, I'm also not going to bother taking PE now. I don't want to. And I'm not going to mess with this current life thing. I don't want to do that either. So I pushed those off until my senior year and my junior year for PE. So junior year PE, I was just in PE like a regular person. And then senior year PE, I got to the class and it was a newer teacher. She'd only been there for a couple of years. And she was like reading off the thing and she's like, wait a minute, you're a senior? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, are you taking PE as an elective? And I said, no, this is required. And she was like, I could use a teacher's assistant. You don't seem like you really want to be taking PE. Do you want to just sit in the office and do my teacher assistant things instead of like doing PE? And I was like, yes, 100%. I want to do that. Thank you for asking. I will be your TA bitch. So even though I was enrolled in PE and got my credit for PE, it was really just like another teacher's assistant kind of. Oh no, can you hear me? My mic died, so I was muted for a moment. I was saying that I think I've used this mold to the point where it's not shiny anymore. Because I think that blue one looks duller than the red one. Man, either that or it was that soft type resin, which I don't think it really would have been, but oh well. What a bummer. Hmm. I know. Since I am now talking into my webcam mic and not my lav mic, that I think that is a sign for me to wrap up the stream, even though I'm still working on these blue ones, and then I have to do the purple ones. But I think it might be a sign to call it. So let's finish this one up. And then we will wrap it up. And then once I have these live for sale, like I said, I'm not sure if I'm going to put them on I'm not sure if I'm going to put them on just my website or my website and Etsy. I think since I put the popsicle ones on Etsy and they didn't sell all that well at all, I'm just going to put these on my site, but I will share a link if you are interested in purchasing a set, or Pixel, go away. Or if you are just interested in sharing the link, I appreciate both. Pixel, get off. Thank you. She is like, oh, are you done? Can I snuggle? No, not quite yet. You weirdo. Ugh. Alright. Okay. I'm also feeling that it's like getting harder to get the gummy bear out. So, yeah. Alright. Well, Mama Bear, it's almost 9 Texas time, being summoned by the kiddo. Got to be in bed by 10:30. Ooh, 5 in the morning. Yikes. See you in chats this week. Love your work. Well, thank you so much for coming by, Mama Bear. Thank you also to Lindsay and Daily Dysfunction. I know you didn't chat much, but I saw you here. Sweet Ray of Sunshine, thank you for coming out as well. And anybody else, Mia, who is here on Twitch. So anybody else, thank you so much for coming out. I will post links to, I don't know what the hell my dog is doing right now, you guys. She's like tunneling under a pillow. I don't know. It's weird. All right. So there's what we've got going for now. There you go. Move that light a little bit up there so you can see. Thank you so much. Appreciate you being here. And I will see you guys next time. Don't know when that will be, but watch the community page and I will announce it. Alrighty. Bye-bye.